What's going on, guys? Gomes here, back again on another MLB The Show 19 Diamond Dynasty video. It has been, I don't know, about 3 months since the last time we talked about cards that we should still be seeing. So I want to go ahead and revisit that new stuff that we have learned. Some guys that I left out this time, some guys that we have seen. So now we're going to look at who we should still have remaining within the last 5 months or so of MLB The Show 19. Quickly, if you guys could leave a like down below on this video, definitely helps me out a ton. As well, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure and hit that subscribe button. Never want to miss a single video from my channel. But let's go ahead and get straight into it because spoiler alert, we still have a lot of names. So the finest players definitely took out a lot of possibilities because this is something important to know. Quick disclaimer: if you have a 99 finest card like a Nolan Arenado, there is really no reason that you would have a signature card, just for the fact that his signature card would be a 99 anyway. Why would we have two 99 Nolan Arenados? So that pretty much disqualifies somebody for that. I should probably move to the Rockies if I'm talking about Nolan Arenado. And then also, usually we look at a certain number of WAR, pretty much on average. The lowest you would see is about 32. That's with Adam Jones, and he has a 96 overall. But we have seen some outliers where it seems like they look at some other metrics, such as Rick Ankiel has a signature card at a 9.9 WAR. Adam Dunn has a signature card at a 17.4 WAR, and so on and so forth. But usually I'm looking for at least like a 30 to qualify for a signature series card. So that being said, let's go ahead with the Baltimore Orioles. These are going to be my first all-time team. As you guys can see, I have all the players loaded up. That video should be coming this week, but we are still waiting on a really good Manny Machado. We only have his live series card for the San Diego Padres. He did not get to find his card, so I definitely think we will be getting a signature series Manny Machado at some point. Also, a Nick Markakis is possible. You know, he just re-signed with the Braves. I just think Nick Markakis is one of those guys, you know, he might end up with around 3,000 hits. A lot of people kind of underrate him. He was a great player for the Orioles, and I think he could deserve a nice little signature card, be like a henchman or a first round 100-star pick in one of the extra inning programs that we do receive. For the Boston Red Sox, this is one that I wasn't really sure. Cy Young, I don't know if he's going to be with Cleveland. Technically, he was with the Cleveland Spiders, which I believe turned to be the Cleveland Indians. And then also the Boston Red Sox, also very good for them. He's going to be for one of those two. 96 overall is just not good enough for him. Then Jacoby Ellsbury is another possibility. Of course, I think signature series cards, they said it is based on 2 or 3 year sample size, which is perfect for Ellsbury because he only hit for power for like 1 or 2 years, and then he is not played in like 2 years ever since he signed with the Yankees. So that's another card that we're going to be looking forward to. I'd imagine that card is going to be looking a lot similar to Johnny Damon. Next up for the New York Yankees, we're really only missing Don Mattingly and a Rich Gossage, I think. I don't really know who else we get a signature series card for them. Of course, there is not going to be new legends at this point. I am almost 100% positive in saying that if we're going to get a Mariano Rivera, it's going to happen in MLB The Show 20. They would not bring it out in November. But Gossage, I'm really looking forward to that card. It is going to be insane. You guys can see this one right here. Very good. Always really like this card. And then a Don Mattingly. This card's good. A lot of vision, good contact, diamond defense, but I think we can do a little bit better for him as well. For my Tampa Bay Rays, the only guy I'm really looking forward to that we could possibly have one is Ben Zobrist, I guess, and that's kind of a stretch at that. I mean, if you look at his WAR, he's right along lines of that, two-time champion, one with the Royals, one with the Cubs. I definitely think with his postseason accomplishments and his regular season, all-star, I believe twice, one with the Rays, one with the Cubs later on, I think he could get one. It wouldn't be a great card, but it would be, like a 93 overall. I definitely think he could get one. The Blue Jays should have a bunch of cards left. I think, Jose Bautista should get a better card, 92 overall. He was on a really hot stretch. I think it was between 2010 and probably 2015. He was one of the best, if not the best, power hitting slugger that we had in the MLB. So I think he's a definite possibility. Joe Carter is another one. He only has an 87 overall card, so that is a card that for sure should happen. And otherwise, I think that's about it for the Blue Jays, but two pretty big cards that we should still be seeing for them. For the Chicago White Sox, I know a lot of people are waiting for this one, and that is a Paul Konerko. We don't even have a Diamond Paul Konerko in the game yet. I think that is going to happen at some point. Of course, as a Minnesota native, I definitely know a lot about him. Twins playing the White Sox a lot, and he was a damn good ball player, and I think he's going to get a really good 97 or so Signature Series card. Then Harold Baines is another possibility. I'm not really too sure if that is going to happen, but he made the Hall of Fame, so you would think that would be good enough to get a Signature Series card. For the Cleveland Indians, this one I really do not want to happen, but it's going to happen, and that's going to be Kenny Lofton. Of course, Kenny Lofton is, I just don't like facing him. He has a really glitchy swing. He gets a lot of bloop singles, but that's good. He is a phenomenal card, this 91. He's going to have max speed. Hopefully they can move up his arm strength a little bit, but that card is going to be insane. Really interested to see what that's going to look like. Then Cliff Lee's a possibility. We already have an Indians flashback and a Phillies flashback. I think he deserves it, but is he going to get it? I do not know. Then Luis Tiant is another one. I just tweeted about the Knuckleballers today. We haven't seen a single Necro or Tiant card, but I imagine they're going to come at some point. I think they could be like a Battle Royale reward. That's what they did last year, I believe. So Tiant, I think, would either be the Red Sox or the Indians. Probably the Indians, I think his high card was with last year. For the Detroit Tigers, we're looking at Alan Trammell. Of course, he has a 94 overall card. Maybe he doesn't get a higher one. It's possible. Once again, he's a Hall of Famer. I'm not too sure what they're going to do, but who definitely does deserve a better one is Miguel Cabrera, and it'll be a damn shame, a travesty, if they do not reward him with a better card than a 92. This is just too low hitting stats. I know he's kind of fizzled out in real life now, almost down to a bronze, but you cannot forget one of the greatest hitters of this generation, and for sure, first ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion. For the Kansas City Royals, I think Brett Saberhagen's really the only realistic one that we could be looking at, and I think this card is going to be pretty good. I really liked his flashback card from last year, so if we could get a juiced up 96 overall flashback, that would be very nice to see. Next up, for the Minnesota Twins, there is nobody. I did not delete their name for some reason. The Los Angeles Angels, of course, Mike Trout did not get a finest card. That should pretty much go ahead and tell you that he is being gonna get a Signature Series card, because Mike Trout got an Immortal last year, and Immortals, a 99 Immortal would definitely translate to a signature card this year, so that's gonna be very exciting. I cannot wait to see that card. If they boost his vision like they're doing with a lot of other Signature Series cards, it's gonna be phenomenal. I really do like his swing a lot. For the Athletics, I guess Giambi's possible, 95 right now. Maybe they don't give him a better card. It's going to be interesting. I think, once again, he probably deserves one. Hopefully one with a little bit more power versus lefties. Only 61 power left on this card. Vida Blue should get one as well. Only a 93 as of now. Times where I faced him, he has a funky delivery, and he just has such a big differential, 97 to an 81 mile per hour on that changeup. Big 16 mile per hour drop off. Really effective pitcher in my opinion. And then Jimmy Fox, I cannot wait for this card. Why? He has a catcher secondary, and he's going to be maybe the best hitting catcher in the game. He's going to have probably at least 110, contact and left, contact right and contact left, and 110 power right and power left. He was one of the best hitters of his era. I really am excited for that card. Defense doesn't matter anyway, so who really cares at the end of the day? Ichiro is another one going to be very Kenny Lofton-esque, except this card is actually going to have an arm. On the downside, he's probably going to have a little less power. Never really was a big slugger in his time, but I could definitely see like 55 power per side on an Ichiro card. Maybe boost his speed a little bit too. That would be nice to see, but I would really like to have Ichiro back in my lineup for sure. For the Texas Rangers, Elvis Andrus, I guess, probably not. Let's move on to the Astros. Jose Altuve, I definitely think should get one. We all saw how good he was in the postseason. I think a lot of people kind of slept on Altuve. They kind of forgot about him. He was injured, but he had a really good season. He had a lot of home runs. I don't remember how many. I think it was like 35 in a shortened season. the irony, shortened season. It wasn't supposed to be a joke, but now it's turned into one. I think he definitely deserves a signature card, and then Hunter Pence might get one for the Astros as well. The Braves got a ton. They got Eddie Matthews, they got Andrew Jones, they got Jason Hayward, they got Joe Torre, they got Phil Niekro, they got Dale Murphy, they got Fred McGriff. There's so many Braves signature cards that should still be coming. All those I think probably will at some point. Remember, all these cards, it might seem like there's a lot that I'm mentioning, but we have a good amount of time left. I think it's going to be at least until the end of January that they're still going to be giving us fresh and frequent content. So moving on to the Marlins, I guess AJ Burnett's a possibility. I'm not really too sure if he's going to get one, but if anybody from the Marlins was going to get one at this point, it's probably him. Maybe Cliff Floyd as well, except I remember that he already has one. On to the Nationals. I think Steven Strasburg is not going to get one. At first I thought maybe, but he was postseason MVP, so he's going to get a 99 World Series card. And then people asking for a signature Max Scherzer. He did get a finest card. He's going to be part of the finest event that I believe is dropping on Friday. So him, Xander Bogaerts, Pete Alonso, and then Walker Buehler are all coming in, and that's going to end the finest cards that we're going to see for the New York Mets. I don't think there's really anybody else that we're going to see for the Phillies. Mike Schmidt, that's a big one, that we still have not seen. Only an 87 Diamond Mike Schmidt right now. It's going to be a really good card. Always has phenomenal defense. Should have Diamond defense. This is, right at the end of his career, age 36. And a lot of power. The only downside is I think sometimes it's that contact right, I believe that it's not always that high, but if he has good vision, that's really all that matters in my opinion. On to the next one for the Cubs, maybe Rizzo. Otherwise, I don't think they're going to get anybody else. We've got Ernie Banks already. We've got Sandberg. Harry Wood just got one. If there's another, it's probably going to be Rizzo. For the Reds, Barry Larkin, of course. I'm very excited for that one. I think it's going to be a shortstop with diamond defense, ton of speed, and is going to hit lefties insanely well. That card is going to be really nice, and I'm very much so looking forward to it. Maybe Cueto, it's a possibility if you look at his WAR. It might happen. We're going to have to wait and see. On to the Pirates, Ralph Kiner. The Brewers don't really have any more else, in my opinion. I would love a Prince Fielder, but it's not going to happen. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, Ralph Kiner, like I said, is one that we should be looking at. I think he deserves a better card than this too. He already has great offense, but I think he could get even better offense. Defensively, not so much. I don't know how much better they're going to make him defensively. This is age 26, so maybe he's going to get up to bronze defense. So they'll give him a +1, but I do think he is going to get a signature card once again. For the Cardinals, as if they need any more cards, they already have 32 flashbacks, and I think they have 11 signature cards. Well, they're not even they don't even have Stan Musial or Albert Pujols yet. Those are two also really big ones. If you're going to ask me, I think Pujols is going to be the next World Series reward, so it's going to be tough for some people to get him. He's probably going to be going for 300,000 plus stubs on the marketplace, so it's not going to be easy, but of course, that's just the direction they're going in. They're having really good cards, Chipper Jones, Babe Ruth, cards that a lot of people are excited for, and a reason for you to go ahead and grind rank to try to get to World Series. For the Arizona Diamondbacks, I guess Steve Finley could possibly get one. He has an 87 card right here. I think I kind of like this card. I think he has a good swing for a lefty. Then he'll probably have diamond defense too. This is at age 35, so usually you're a better defensive player towards the, in your younger years, you would think, if that makes any sense. So a possible signature card for Steve Finley. For the Colorado Rockies, I don't really see anybody else at this point. Like I said, Arenado did get that finest card, and we already have Matt Holiday. Trust me, there's tons of Rockies greats, Todd Helton, Larry Walker, but they're just not in the game, unfortunately. The Dodgers should still have a couple. I think Oral Hershiser definitely is going to get a card still. At the beginning of the year, this card was dominant. I know a lot of people don't really use it anymore just because they have better cards, but at its pitch mix, a sinker, a cutter, a curveball, a changeup, and a fastball, it doesn't get much better. Very excited for a signature of him. Don Sutton also was a big fan of his card last year. He had has a 90 overall card right now. And then Sean Green, also a possibility. Padres, don't really see anybody else. And lastly, but not least, we have the Giants, who, in my opinion, could still be looking at in Orlando Cepeda, who they did give a flashback in 93, but I still think he deserves a better card. I really always like Cepeda cards, a lot of speed, a lot of defense, a lot of hitting. And then Will Clark and Christy Mathewson should round it out. And I'm not too sure how many cards that was, not including the 4 new finest players that you may or may not have known that we're going to be getting through the finest event, but we still have tons of cards. If you learned anything from this video, we still have tons of content that is waiting to come out to us. So hopefully that does bring you guys some excitement. Hopefully you aren't kind of still concerned that we're not going to get much content and it's going to kind of die off now in these last few months. I still think the game should be popping. You know, they're having the esports events right now. They're going on with that. I know a lot of people are having a lot of fun with that, so it's interesting, and we're in a good place with MLB The Show right now. Super excited to see what they're going to do with MLB 20, but we're not done yet, so we're still at MLB 19. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like down below. Hope you guys have a great day. Check this out. Yay!